Ladies and gentlemen, you ever stop and think about the legacy you're leaving? I mean, we all get so caught up in the day-to-day hustle that we forget the bigger picture. Every action you take, every word you speak, every decision you make is leaving a mark on this world. And let me tell you, you're leaving a mark whether you're aware of it or not. But here's the thing. You get to decide what kind of mark you leave. So let me ask you, are you leaving a mark that's going to last? Are you making an impact that will be remembered long after you're gone? In the next few minutes, I want to show you how to leave your mark in a way that not only makes a difference in your life, but in the lives of others. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's dive in. You may not realize it, but every single day, you're influencing the people around you, whether it's through a conversation, a simple gesture, or just how you carry yourself. You are leaving an impression on someone. The question is, what kind of impression are you making? Are you uplifting those around you, or are you bringing them down? Are you showing them what's possible, or are you leaving them feeling hopeless and defeated? The truth is, the mark you leave on the world isn't just about what you do for yourself. It's about what you do for others. Your influence has the power to shape the lives of the people you interact with. And that influence can echo far beyond the moments you share with them. When you encourage someone, when you make them feel seen and heard, when you inspire them to chase after their dreams, you're making an impact that they may carry with them for the rest of their lives. And that impact can ripple out to the people they interact with, creating a chain reaction of positive influence. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you need to be perfect. None of us are. But think about it. If you consistently show up with integrity, kindness, and a mindset of service, you are creating an energy that others can feel. It's that energy that will lead people to remember you long after they've moved on from a conversation or an interaction. And the beautiful thing about positive influence is that it doesn't require grand gestures or big acts of heroism. Sometimes it's the smallest acts that leave the biggest impact. A smile when someone's having a tough day, a word of encouragement when they're feeling low, or simply being there for someone in their time of need. It all counts. But here's the thing, influence isn't passive, it's active. You can't sit back and expect to make a difference by just showing up. You have to choose to be intentional with your actions, words, and energy. You have to consciously decide to bring positivity, light, and encouragement into every situation. That's how you leave a mark. And when you're intentional about it, you'll start to see the power of your influence at work. People will be drawn to your energy, they'll want to be around you, and they'll leave better than when they arrive. Remember, influence is about creating a ripple effect. When you pour positivity into the world, it doesn't just stop with you, it spreads to others. The impact you make can last far longer than you might think. People won't always remember the exact words you said or the details of what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And that's the real power of leaving your mark. It's in the feelings you create and the lasting influence you have on those around you. So I ask you, what kind of influence are you leaving? Is it one that lifts people up, that inspires them to be their best, or is it one that leaves them questioning their worth? Your mark is your influence. Use it wisely, because it's one of the most powerful tools you have. You know, so many of us spend our time waiting for the perfect moment. We're waiting for everything to fall into place, for the stars to align, or for some divine sign that says, now is the time. But let me tell you something that I've learned the hard way. That perfect moment, that ideal set of circumstances, it's never coming. I've waited for it, and I've watched so many others wait too. But while you're waiting, time keeps moving. And if you're waiting for the perfect opportunity, you're going to miss the ones that are right in front of you. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't plan or that you shouldn't work toward your goals, but don't let perfectionism hold you back from taking action. It's the persistence, the consistency, the ability to keep pushing forward no matter what obstacles come your way. That's what will make the difference. The path to leaving your mark is not a straight line. It's messy. It's filled with bumps, twists, and turns. But the key is to keep moving forward even when things don't look perfect. Take a look at the people you admire, the ones who've left a lasting legacy. I guarantee you that they didn't get to where they are by waiting for the perfect conditions. They kept pushing even when they stumbled. They kept going even when the odds were stacked against them. And every time they fell, they got back up and kept at it. That's how you make progress. It's about showing up every single day, even when you feel like you don't have it all figured out. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about taking one step at a time, one day at a time, and never giving up. When you start focusing on persistence instead of perfection, you'll find that the world opens up to you in ways you didn't expect. You'll start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You'll realize that every little setback is just a lesson, and every failure is a stepping stone on the path to success. The more you embrace the journey with all its imperfections, the closer you get to leaving a mark. Because the mark you leave won't be made by perfection. It'll be made by your ability to keep going when everyone else quits. It'll be made by your willingness to take risks, to make mistakes, and to keep getting back up. The truth is, no one has it all together. No one is perfect. But it's in those imperfections that the real beauty lies. It's in the struggle, the hustle, and the grind. It's in those moments of doubt that you build resilience. When you embrace your flaws and keep going despite them, that's when you start to build something that matters. So stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Start where you are with what you have and make progress every single day. Because perfection doesn't make a difference in the world, persistence does. And that persistence, my friends, is what will help you leave a lasting mark. If there's one thing I know for sure is that your journey isn't going to be easy. You'll face challenges that seem impossible to overcome, and there will be times when you feel like you're running in circles. But let me tell you something, you cannot let those tough moments stop you. The path to leaving a mark on this world is not a smooth, clear-cut road. It's a winding, uphill battle that requires determination, strength, and above all, faith in yourself. It's in those hard times that you'll truly find out what you're made of. And you'll come to realize that those obstacles are the very things that shape you into the person capable of making a lasting impact. I'll tell you this, every success story, every person who has left their mark on this world has faced their fair share of adversity. You think they got to where they are without facing struggles? No. They've been through the fire and they came out stronger for it. And the same goes for you. The difference between those who give up and those who leave a mark is simple. They didn't quit. They faced the storm head on and they kept pushing forward even when things seemed impossible. But here's the thing about overcoming obstacles. You need to change your perspective on them. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face is a lesson in disguise. It's teaching you something that you didn't know before and helping you build the skills and mindset you need to succeed. The key is not to back down when things get tough. It's to rise to the occasion, face those challenges with courage, and keep moving forward no matter what. Now, I know it's not always easy to stay positive when you're facing setbacks. Trust me, I've been there. There are days when you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and the last thing you want to do is keep going. But that's when you need to dig deep and remind yourself of why you started in the first place. Why do you want to leave a mark? What is the bigger picture you're striving for? When you reconnect with your purpose, you'll find the strength to push through even the hardest times. And let me tell you something. No one, and I mean no one, can stop you but yourself. The world is full of obstacles, but it's also full of opportunities. It's all about how you choose to face those challenges. Are you going to let them defeat you, or are you going to use them to fuel your fire? The choice is yours, and it's in those tough times that you will prove to yourself what you're capable of. The key to leaving your mark is learning how to overcome obstacles, not avoiding them. Each challenge you face is a part of your story. It's what makes you who you are, and it's what will make your mark on the world unforgettable. So when things get tough, don't back down. Keep going. Embrace the obstacles, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones to build the legacy you're meant to create. Because the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. And that victory, that's how you leave your mark on this world. One of the most powerful ways to leave your mark is by showing up as your authentic self. We live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the noise, the expectations, the judgments, the pressure to conform to someone else's idea of success. But let me tell you something. There is so much power in being unapologetically you. When you step into the world with all of your flaws, quirks, and unique qualities, you bring something that nobody else can offer. There is no substitute for your individuality, and that's where your true power lies. You see, too often we think that in order to make an impact, we need to be like someone else. We compare ourselves to others, we chase after trends, and we try to fit into molds that don't align with who we truly are. But in doing that, we're dimming our own light. The truth is, no one else has your experiences, your perspective, your voice. And when you embrace all of that, you create something no one else can replicate. That's how you leave your mark. When you show up as your true self, it's like a breath of fresh air. People can feel it when you're being real, when you're being authentic. They're drawn to you because authenticity is magnetic. It's what connects people. It's what builds trust. And when people trust you, they start to listen, they start to believe in you, and that's when you have the power to make an impact. But being authentic isn't always easy, especially in a world that constantly pressures us to be something we're not. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to show up in your own skin and say, this is who I am and I'm proud of it. It takes courage to share your story, your struggles, your wins, and your lessons. But let me tell you, when you do that, you give others permission to do the same. You create a space where people feel safe to be themselves. And when people feel safe, they thrive. They start to believe in their own potential. They start to rise, just like you did. Now, I know that showing up authentically isn't always easy. There will be times when you doubt yourself. There will be times when you wonder if people will accept you or if they'll even care about what you have to say. But you cannot let fear hold you back. The world needs your voice. It needs your perspective. It needs your truth. You cannot leave your mark by hiding in the shadows or pretending to be something you're not. The world needs the real you. So embrace who you are, embrace your journey, embrace your uniqueness, and let that authenticity shine through in everything you do. Because when you show up as your true self, not only do you leave a mark, but you also inspire others to do the same. And that's how we all make a lasting impact, by lifting each other up and showing the world the power of being unapologetically, undeniably, and beautifully ourselves. When we talk about leaving a mark, there's one thing that cannot be ignored: how you make others feel. The impact you leave in this world isn't just about what you achieve or how many goals you check off your list. It's about how you make others feel when they interact with you. It's the energy you bring into a room, the encouragement you offer, and the kindness you spread. That's the real legacy. If you want to leave a mark, it's about making a difference in the lives of those around you. Think about the people in your life who've made the biggest impact on you. I bet it wasn't just because of their success or their accolades. It was because of how they made you feel. Maybe it was their kindness, their encouragement, or their ability to lift you up when you were down. That's the power of human connection. And that's the kind of mark you can leave by simply showing up for others in a way that makes them feel seen, heard, and valued. Every day we have the opportunity to change someone's life, even if it's in a small way: a word of encouragement, a compliment, a simple act of kindness. These things can have a ripple effect that goes far beyond what we can see. You never know how much someone needs that one moment of positivity or that little reminder that they matter. The power you have to impact others with your kindness is immeasurable. It's in those small moments that you make the biggest difference. But here's the thing: leaving your mark doesn't just happen by accident. It takes intention. It takes being mindful of how you treat others and how you show up in the world. If you want to leave a positive mark, you need to actively choose to lift people up, to inspire them, to make them believe in themselves. That means putting others first when you can, offering a hand when someone needs it, and creating an environment where people feel safe to be their best self. This isn't just about grand gestures. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and making that conscious decision to be the kind of person who leaves others feeling better than they were before. But let me tell you, it doesn't stop there. The way you make others feel also comes back to you. When you put out positive energy and genuinely care about others, that energy comes right back to you. You'll find that you build meaningful connections, form lasting relationships, and attract opportunities that align with the person you're becoming. The more you pour into others, the more you'll see growth in your own life. And that's the beauty of it. It's a cycle of positivity. When you make an effort to leave others with a sense of worth and encouragement, you inevitably leave your mark on the world. The way you make others feel is how your legacy is built. It's about creating a chain reaction of goodness where people feel empowered, inspired, and motivated to do the same. And when they do, your mark becomes even greater. It's not just about you, it's about the impact you have on others that continues to ripple through the world long after you're gone. So make sure you're putting out good energy. Make sure you're spreading positivity, because that's the mark that lasts, the one that makes the world a little bit better for having had you in it. One of the most important things when it comes to leaving your mark is embracing the power of resilience. Life is never going to be all sunshine and rainbows. There will be storms, there will be setbacks, and there will be days when it feels like nothing is going right. But resilience, that ability to bounce back, to get back up after you've been knocked down, is what separates those who leave a mark from those who fade away. It's not the smooth road that leaves a legacy. It's the ability to keep moving forward when everything feels like it's falling apart. Resilience is a skill that can be developed over time, and it's a mindset that you have to cultivate every single day. Life isn't going to stop throwing challenges your way. You're going to face obstacles that will test your limits, and there will be times when you feel like quitting. But it's in those very moments that you must dig deeper and remind yourself of why you're doing this in the first place. Why do you keep pushing forward even when the odds are against you? That reason, that purpose is what fuels your resilience. Let me tell you, nobody's path to success is easy. No one who's left a true mark on this world has done so without facing adversity. You look at people like Oprah, Steve Jobs, or any great figure in history, and you'll see they all faced significant setbacks. They were rejected, criticized, told they weren't good enough, and yet they kept going. They didn't let failure define them. Instead, they used those failures as stepping stones to get closer to their ultimate goal. The key to resilience is not being afraid of failure, it's learning from it, adjusting your approach, and trying again. Every setback is a lesson, and every failure is an opportunity to grow stronger. There's power in the struggle. The more challenges you face, the more you learn about yourself. You start to understand how tough you truly are, how capable you are of overcoming the seemingly impossible. And when you get through those difficult moments, you gain confidence in your own abilities. You begin to trust yourself. Trust that no matter what happens, you will figure out a way to move forward. That's resilience at its core, the ability to keep going no matter what life throws at you. But resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's also about adapting. The world is constantly changing, and the key to leaving a mark in this ever-evolving world is your ability to adapt to new circumstances, to keep learning, and to stay flexible in your approach. Don't be afraid to pivot when necessary. Don't be afraid to change course if what you're doing isn't working. Resilience means being open to growth, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means having the courage to step into the unknown and trust that you have what it takes to handle whatever comes your way. So don't let failure discourage you. Don't let setbacks make you think you're not capable of greatness. Embrace your challenges, learn from them, and keep moving forward with the belief that your resilience will carry you through, because that's how you leave a mark on the world. Not by avoiding difficulties, but by showing up every day, no matter what, and proving to yourself and the world that you have the strength to rise above anything that comes your way.